It's been quiet for British Theme Park Archive while I've been busy behind the scenes getting closer to finishing the book on Sparks and planning new videos. So this year I thought it could be interesting to record some of what I got up to for research. The full interviews will be kept for later, but this video diary gives a preview of parts coming next year. So unfortunately there's a lot of my face in this video, but the real thing will be all about the subject. So see if you can work out what the new videos will be on. Timestamps are in the description if you want to skip to certain parts, or you can just watch the whole thing in one go if you like. Put it on in the background while you're doing something. So in this video diary, we've been recording since summer this year all the trips that we've been doing for research and meeting people. We've filmed some of the park trips as well on the way, and some weird bits in between. We just sort of filmed a bit of everything, just since the start of the summer. Yes, so that's it really. Thanks. Hello, we are on our trip. It's day one of the trip, and we are 1 hour near... Just been on the big one, and the park's shut. Ah, he's turned off. Right there, that's where the original Horror Crypt was. I think one of Keith Sparks' first attractions in Blackpool, but completely not recognisable. What's happening? We just heard the big one go off outside, but it's extremely wet today, all the way through to tomorrow, and then high winds the day after, so rest of the week. I think we got really, really lucky. Gonna go off now and do day 2. So now we're off to North Yorkshire for our next little bit. We're going to a place called the Forbidden Corner. We're now climbed up so high, we're actually in a cloud. You can only see a certain distance. Gotta get it. Oh, sorry. Made it out the Forbidden Corner and just going to settle down. Tomorrow we're going over to Lightwater Valley, where I've never been before, to do the ultimate. That will be fun. So our idea today is to do about 3 hours at Lightwater Valley and then go down to Alton Towers, because they a few days ago announced that they were doing this Nemesis 25th event, and this was the only day that we'll be doing this. So try and get down there. It's about 1.5 hours to Alton Towers from here, and we'll try and get there in time. Ah, there it is there. It was an okay life. That was good. People say it's a shame that you can't see out the windows of the monorail, but I think you can see out really clearly. It's quite good. we've just met John Wiley. So I thought I'd ask you a question that maybe you've not been asked yet, but maybe I don't know. What about the music for Nemesis? Because I'm a big fan of Graham Smart's music, and I think Nemesis is what is best. So what was your kind of idea?
Well, the brief for the Nemesis music was it had to be sinister and threatening. And I sat down with Graham at his synthesizer with his signature hammer always on the keyboard, which had to be there. Graham would never compose anything without a hammer on the keyboard. And well, it just all came together. I used to work very well with Graham, you know, with the Bodyworks music and so on. So with Nemesis, I showed him visuals of what the ride would look like, and he just tinkered away on the keyboard and came up with these sinister sort of sounds that had an adventurous feel to it. And the result is the soundtrack.
So, and there's no orchestral, it's all synthesized?
The whole thing is synthesized.
I was amazed. Was it just there straight away?
Oh yeah. It changes. So it stood the test of time.
Definitely. Anyway, it's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. All right. Thanks ever so much for coming.
We went on Duel today, and it was very strange. I mean, sneaky route in. Obviously, I mean, I think everyone knows. It's really strange when you go in and you're always reminded how huge it really is. I've got a sneeze. And yeah, it's still, I think, underneath all the purple, you know, I think we're about to go meet Les Davies, who was behind much of the theme for Hex at Alton Towers, and he is an absolute expert on the local area. Just driving up towards Alton Towers now from towards Farley, and it'll be really great. We're going to film a bit around the chained oak tree.
Because back in Eden and them days, they used to come and see this.
Oh really? Yeah.
Even back, you know, certainly in the early 60s when all the trains were running, they come and see this. And Damien does the other bit of the video where he finds the secret passage.
Yeah.
And that's the only bit of the story that's not true.
Right.
If you know what I mean. The rest is, you know, what we believe is true.
Yeah.
Eventually, after a lot of persuasion, he could actually come up to the bar and say, "Excuse me." Yeah. That signed up with the autographs to the kids.
Oh, right. You've become a local legend now as well.
Well, yeah, for other things as well, but never mind.
But that was my first involvement with Tussauds. We had to make her look crotchety, so she had to get up like really, as if she was really old, which was quite easy because if you didn't program it very well, they would look like that.
Oh, there's the horse.
Yeah.
So that's still there with the moving tail. Yeah, Kingmaker's quite good. Incredible, really. It's definitely his style.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's his work.
Oh yeah, JH. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a compilation of these. Managed to unlock the door because it was padlocked and nobody had the key. And they found in there all the old Fifth Dimension animatronics
This was
just stored away in the ride.
Oh really?
At Chessington for some years after it closed. So those all solenoids just within the leg.
Yeah. The theory was if you get it as close to the movement as possible, you got better control because the air didn't compress. The difference between pneumatics and hydraulics, as you probably know, is that the air compresses, but hydraulics don't. It stays the same volume.
To do no wrong, she must confess.
Stay. Come in. Stay. Out. Stay. Yeah, you go out. Stay.
Is that? I felt really.
That's. I just smashed that the other day.
Oh yeah, of course he's always does that. Yeah. He's still there.
Yeah, he is.
Get that up there's quite good. Oh, what's that over there? Well, it's not even the same one. Just no. I thought from over there it was part of the territory. Oh, that is. No, that is there actually. That's part of that's the part of the faces that move in the finale territory. On the road. It's good.
Well, mate, we're going to go over exploring.
Watch out, otherwise you would fall over and die.
Yeah, there is a danger of death.
Hello, we are doing another day. We're just arriving towards Colchester, where we're going to be meeting quite a few people today and going to lots of different places and cramming a lot in. The first person we're meeting this morning is a guy called Nick Pudney, who worked for Sparks on the Haunted House project at Alton Towers, and he joined for that project as the project manager basically, so he was responsible for a lot of the production of the ride.
I was employed more as a draftsman to begin with.
Right, yeah.
And I was sort of drawing walls and things with as you would in normal construction, you know, 4x2 and everything, rather than theatrical.
Right, yeah.
Sort of. But there again, it had to be robust. So with a number of people sort of walking through and leaning on it and whatever. So
yeah.
That's the
Dungeon.
So somebody would stick their head through the plate and whatever.
Keith Sparks was quite close with Roland Mack that founded the park, and it's still family owned. Was this all THE by this point? Oh no, it looks familiar.
History and Heritage. Yes.
Oh, so that was part. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that was part of Sparks. What? Oh yeah, 92. So that was just that in between.
The cast.
I think. That building just there coming up, that's Sparks Associates. So we've just arrived at Hythe Quay, and this big warehouse. We're just going to be able to go inside and have a look. All across here, that side was Golding Audio, and then all of this originally was Sparks Associates, where they built a lot of the big dark rides like Around the World, Alton Towers, Phantom Fantasia at Thorpe Park. And for about 10 years or so, that's where everything that Sparks did was fabricated. We're just going to meet up with one of Sparks' original animators, who actually started with them when he was a teenager, I think, and then he carried on and worked right through to projects like Bubbleworks and Haunted House, and he's going to take us around, so that'll be lots of fun. Oh, hit the curb. Oh no. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah. That was so big, I think they had to take some trusses out of the ceiling of their workshop to get it in.
Wow.
And then they built that track that was supposed to take ghosts around in a circle.
And yeah, there were 3 of them, weren't there, that sort of stacked and queued up.
Yes. You get it going, and you think, brilliant. You go away and then you get a phone call the next day saying they've got to stop again.
Yeah. I went up in the ride actually, and the track, the lift of it is still there, hidden away in the ride. You still get the little access gantry that goes to it. Yeah. And you can just see where it's been sawn off now, and everything's redone around it. Because
it was supposed to go around the corner and smash into the wall. Yes. Howdy doody! Yeah. Did I ever send you a picture of us all outside?
Yes, I think so actually.
The elephant.
Elephants, that was it, yeah. When that was Golding.
Yeah, so you would have had leisure design on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, that's Mr. Sparks' office.
You remember it used to be like that down here all the
Oh
time.
yeah, we used to watch them. In fact, at one point, the boys upstairs in fiberglass, you'll like this, in fiberglass made a mine, you know, with all the things sticking out, and polystyrene, painted it red, black thing, and shoved it in the river at high tide. It floated all the way down there. You never know what happened to it. They made a hippo. They put a hippo in the river. He used to do all the recording in the studio there. Now, of course, long gone. Yeah. And this basically was stored. But right down this end, in this little bay here, was the wonderful Dick Lee. You must have heard of Dick Lee.
Oh yes.
That was his little sculpting shop, and he had his ovens in there for curing the rubber. No, he was one great sculptor. Yeah. He used to work for Man Two Swords.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh right, so was this the door here?
That was the door.
This one?
Yep.
So in this building there must have been hundreds of attractions produced all over Europe at one time.
His brother bought all the fiberglass moulds that, Dick Lee had made. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What he did with them, I've no idea. Nothing left. It's all gone.
Yeah, you'd never know today that any of this was around. Hello. So this is the causeway now over to Mersey Island, and at high tide, we've got it at the right time of day, but when the tide comes in, all of this marshland rises up so quick, and it actually floods this part of the road here. It's the only road in and out of the island. So for a few hours every day, you actually can't get on or off the island. If you don't time it right, you're stuck on there. This is actually where Sparks Creative started. So after they've moved from Sparks Associates with the hive that we just went and visited Terry at, Keith Sparks started again from scratch really, with just himself and Kevin Finn now. Didn't have the factory anymore, and really just restarted in what was really a shed. And from that's where Sparks Creative kind of grew, doing bigger projects, and then eventually grew into the one of the major attraction studios of the day again. And so we're just going to go meet one of their technicians, Paul Davis, who worked with Sparks going way back into the early 70s actually, and he now runs a bicycle shop. I'm going to go see if he's in. He's expecting us. And, we just found the bicycle shop and we're going to go in and meet him now. Let's go.
Yes, writing a book.
Yeah.
Smashing. That was Alton Towers.
Yeah.
And we did the CCTV there, and the dinosaurs, the Victorian Street.
Yeah.
Sort of like water, dancing waters. Around the world in 80 days. What was the?
It was Dean and the Sons.
Dean and Sons, the haunted.
Yeah.
The haunted we did there. Yeah, it's great fun. But
I think
that was
we've got
Terry.
a few of these angling display.
That's very
photographs.
early
So
stuff. Yeah.
This was, I think, some of what Mary still had actually, and she had a whole scrapbook of angling display, but hadn't looked at it for about 40 years.
Brilliant.
All this.
Yeah.
That was some of their first big projects.
Certainly, I mean, Keith would go up to London with his animation under his arm. Yeah, around the world. Oh, Ray Jessup, amazing sign writer. I remember him working on with his,
On his back.
Ray Jessup on his back. Yes, indeed. Fantastic. This is going to be some book, isn't it?
There's certainly a lot going in it. It covers about 40 years, I think, of projects.
Yeah. Well, Keith was so dedicated, he was sort of like England's answer to Walt Disney. He wanted to spend every penny he could on getting the best of best. There was a rotating, because you actually got in the car, if you like. Yeah. It never actually stopped. You actually, it was, that's the entrance, isn't it? And we did a space ride there as well.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I mean, I'd love to take you home and make you a cup of tea, or I don't know what you're going to do now.
We're just going to do some filming on just on East Mersey now.
Yeah. I mean, you know where he lived in Fairhaven Avenue?
No.
Down there is a sort of bumpy track road, unmade road, and they're still there. The premises are still there if you wanted to take shots of them, yeah.
Paul's invited us to a cup of tea, so we're just going to follow his little red van, and very, very nice of him. It was great to talk to him. Full of stories from really when the first ever work took place at Alton Towers. And he's done a bit of everything over that time. Hello, Mr. Smudge.
I already had Missy, the little tricolour, the first one. She's the boss. Missy's the boss. And I had a beautiful long-haired black and white cat.
Hello. One of the things we're doing next year is new videos and reworking some old videos to expand and improve them. Or rather innocent. Almost boring. I remember when I first watched this tape, well, I think it just said Chessington Preview. I didn't even know what year or what it was referring to, and I played it, and it had some interesting footage. As you can see, so the building is still being constructed as it was opened, so this really was so early. And they actually enter through the back entrance of the station, because presumably the real entrance wasn't built yet. So this is the service road, and then started playing this Fifth Dimension track, and we had the soundtrack, but never actually seen how it played out, and it was very, very different. So that was great to be able to then put into the documentary. There's no need to panic for people who liked the versions of the documentaries that are there currently. I've literally recreated it shot by shot in some places. It had to change for various reasons.
That you don't need to worry about are this noise.
Really, it's going for more of a sort of industry professional approach, but still lots of fun. More fun than they were before, actually. Some bits were quite dry, and I think I was just still learning a lot, and still learning all the time. And now I'm not going to put it out unless it's right the first time now, because I don't want to change it again. But it's really nice that people even care about all this. Even now there's stuff that surprises me about those attractions, and then what I really want to do also is continue and do more, cover more attractions. All early work in progress. Right, let's show you a bit of the book. Someone suggested, will I do a book? And I sort of thought, no one wants to read a book about theme park attractions because they're such a visual, sound and lively thing, and that's why I love to create them as videos. But then the subject just sort of came about, and then this is about Keith's early life, and I always had a strange hunch about Keith Sparks ever since I first saw him in that Thieves' Dreams documentary. Those like 10 seconds that he's there talking was enough to kind of hook me and think, who is this guy? And then 10 years after I saw that video, I'd have no idea I'd be doing this. And it's really about the beginnings of what we know as the attraction industry today in this country. This is the sheet music that actually Keith's wife found under her stairs, which is nice. Attractions around Blackpool and the Pleasure Beach and around the town. I grew up with Thorpe Park and Alton Towers and Chessington, and so I'm really excited. I've just loved finding out about Blackpool now, because that's all still new to me, and it's just got an incredible, endless history. I should be going up there to film something at Blackpool actually at the start of next season, which would be really interesting. So that's a quick breeze through the book. Have all the interviews approved, because there's so many people involved. It's a long process of going through and sending it back to them and as we edit. And I can't wait for it to be done, just the final few pieces. And then it will just be a case of going through, finishing it off and getting it out there, which would be really cool.
Although we obviously work very, very closely together, I mean, we just saw it as a big friendship.
Yeah, it was a big friendship.
I mean, it was from day one, really. Basically, what John Larter did, he bought like a franchise.
Right, okay, yeah.
So that he had a franchise to open 3 sea life centres, basically.
We had Traitors Gate here, so actually you went through the gate, so the boat coming around the corner could never see the next boat or what was going to happen. You'd be released here, and then the boat would just traverse across again and ready to pick up the next batch. They'd got a new area, they'd got a major dark ride, they could see that people could have a bit of free flow, that we could batch them out, so they were out the door within almost an hour and 20 minutes, and that they could get more people through it. There was high ratings in terms of their perceived value, customer value, because they'd seen everything.
Oh right, okay.
Because before you could actually go in there and think, we'll have to come back again at some point because we didn't get to see the guillotine or we didn't get to see Jack the Ripper.
The guy from Pleasure took me into that. I think they've just put something back in. It's huge, it's enormous.
That's the way we put the Woody Bear show in. That picture I shoot you here, they actually had a stage show, this one. A big stage show in that castle. Right, it was called Woody Bear's Castle.
Oh yes, no, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, basically what happened was I'd seen an advert in the paper and it had said wanted people to work on projects for the next 3 years, wanted animators. They didn't mean animators, they meant animatronics people.
Right.
But it said animators. They wanted metal workers, woodworkers, illustrators, and a whole bunch of other kind of craftspeople. And I thought, well, because of the way that I'd been a puppet animator at university, I thought I can do 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 of those things on there. A bit of metalworking, bit of woodworking and stuff like that. Not really knowing what it was. And I went along to the interview because I was based in Norwich at the time, and so I went out to Beccles, sat in the room and everything, still really not knowing what it is, and picked up the brochure that they had back then, and of course it had this stuff for all over the world, and I thought, I have no idea how to do any of this stuff. Do you know what I mean, when you're in the interview?
Yeah.
And then I went into the interview, and Keith was there, and it was a really nice, friendly interview, and he said, hypothetically speaking, if we asked you to design a dungeon, do you think you could do it? And I kind of took out this really old illustration that I had of a big table with skulls piled on it and chains all over. And he goes, absolutely fantastic. And it was a Friday, absolutely fantastic. You can start on Monday. And that was that. Working with him, it was just this fantastic sort of enthusiasm for the work, and he'd really push you as well. I mean, he'd go out into the workshop sometimes, and if something was going to be where the public were, you'd see him get a little penknife out of his pocket, and he'd have a go at the paint and everything, just to see if it was a thick enough curve, so that if the public scuffed against it, would it show up and everything like that. And he'd really test everybody's work and everything like that, so that was pretty good. I mean, he was never what they call a hard taskmaster, but he knew what he wanted, and he was always driven. I mean, you could see by the books in his collection the kind of things that he was really enamoured of. These were all stuff for Blackpool that Keith was trying to do.
Right. Oh yeah, they mentioned that actually. Yeah. So that didn't happen. The tower refurbishment.
No, it didn't in the end, which was a real shame. I really loved doing the designs on that. We did this kind of early steampunk sort of thing. So we'd have done the concept sketches and stuff like that, and then I'd have taken my own concept sketches and then designed them for workshop like that. So that the guys in the workshop could build from them.
Okay.
I came up with all these designs for these flying ships and stuff like that. So. And then this centrepiece, which I rationalised into something else. So somewhere I've got some photographs of the model that became the centrepiece. But working with Keith and understanding sort of how it worked and going on to meetings, and it kind of really took you out yourself as an early, a design student, essentially, sort of kind of entering the design world.
Somewhere I've got a list of all the projects that Spark did in a certain time frame.
Yeah.
And there's so much on there. Obviously, it's all the project names. So it doesn't necessarily say what it is, it might just say Bogner.
Oh, right.
Or Bogner 22 or something like that.
Well,
so this might have well been...
Check that one out, because it came through Sparks.
Yeah.
Now.
So that looks like the Groenland one in Sweden.
Yep.
The outside when it was finished, the year that it opened.
Yeah.
So I think it looked quite similar. It didn't have that sign.
Right.
Probably the drawing that came from, really.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
Right. Now this will interest you. This is
yes.
Yeah.
So this is the
one at Alton Towers.
Yeah.
These are all the drawings that Keith wanted us to do. It's just all these things he wants. And that big.
He's gone, but the windows are still there.
Yeah. But this was the Toyland.
Okay.
This is the Chessington.
I recognise that building. Was it an old zoo building that they converted or something?
Something like that, yeah.
I'm going to be visiting Alfie, who has the Pleasure Island archive. I want to get a cup of coffee before we get there. And I'm really tired. And I can't find the way.
A lot of people were miffed off with them because they bought it all, because they had all the money. And the only chance people got to buy one of these is if when the guy that was bidding for them went out. And he went to go get a hot dog, and about 5 of them sold. Yeah. So now in there stinks of whatever that smell,
Oh yeah, so what have we got?
We've got the lemon one, the licorice one.
And these I better not actually, because it's your bedroom. Or it will smell of lemon forever. They're expensive actually.
They're £200 a bottle.
Yeah. And they last forever.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh right, yeah.
It's just this is one of the original 1993 things. But they would have blasted air through that, and it would have.
Oh yes.
Obviously moved the tongue.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Because it was meant to be going. It would be in there, and it would go up as if it was licking the ice cream off the mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It mainly changes that top bit.
Yeah. It's a shame that the LED just doesn't quite. It's all of this you know, purple light.
Yeah, it ruins it.
Really. Yeah.
Background part, which is like that one, is wooden in its design.
Oh, okay.
So it's just had to leave it. Yeah, this is just a few little examples. That's part of the background, obviously.
Yeah.
This looks to be the one that was out of the Tinkerby ride in the footage, because this wasn't added until after Tinkerby Town opened.
Okay.
And when the ride obviously was redone in 2002, I think they just took this one out of the Tinkerby ride, because we've kind of looked at photos. It's got the same splashes in the same places, and the biggest giveaway is that one. It's got the same colour scheme on the back.
Okay.
So I think that was reused, taking it all out. And then obviously there's a lot of stuff.
It's always very strange when you see them up close, because of how everything's always designed to be at a distance, obviously, and then you see the kind of funny techniques,
painting on the back.
strange materials. Oh yeah. Come have a look at the creepy man in the shed.
Oh, that, yeah.
Oh right. Okay.
That's from the train station. There's stuff like there's a bloody the staff members used to get caught inside Tinkerboo messing about with each other.
Oh, yes.
In the walls.
We heard the story about that and Duel. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In Duel.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite a few.
It seems like the worst place to do it as well, because you're in there and the childish music is playing.
Yeah. We're going to really quickly try and get to Fantasy Island in Skegness on our way back. It's getting quite late. It's coming out to 8 o'clock, and it's open for about 1 hour after this. Got about half an hour away. We'll see how much time we have there and if we can get on some attractions. Will we do it? We're almost there. Listen to the fun. Let's just turn on. Whoa, mate! You don't get that every day. Is there zombies in? It was goodbye. I've just come out of the attic at the new one this year, and it was absolutely incredible, especially if you know the space that they were working with. I just absolutely loved it. But wait, let's go do the next one now. Oh. Well, we've just come back from Alton Towers Scarefest, and it was very fun indeed. We went on the attic, which was very good. We went in Altonville Mines, or it's not called that, but something, and that was very fun as well. And then we went in Subspecies at the end of the day. We were a group of 3, and it was rather strange. All alone, we went into the maze at the end of the day, and it was really really horrible and frightening, and I got scared and screamed very much. I've drunk lots of coffee. We are driving home at midnight. Thank you very much to everybody from Alton Towers for building the park so that I could go there today and making the mazes so very good indeed. I'll be back next year.